Great day, Star Lovicians! Welcome to the third week of our video discussion. In the previous contents, you have learned the concept of algebraic expressions. It was discussed that in evaluating an algebraic expression, you have to substitute the given specific values for the variables, and then you always have to simplify the resulting numerical expression. For this week, the discussion will focus on laws of exponents. Mathematics is much easier when notation is concise and convenient to use. The exponent is an excellent example of good mathematical notation. Why? It is because exponents are powerful tools in the study of algebra. And let us encounter how exponents work in every formula common to such diverse fields. I will start with the historical concept of exponents. We all know that history usually starts way back at the beginning and then relates developmental events to the present. So you can now understand how you got to where you are now. With mathematics, in this case exponents, it will make much more sense to start with the current understanding and meaning of exponents and how it works or it worked backward to from where they came. Where did exponents come from? The word itself comes from Latin expo, which means out of, and ponere, meaning place. While the word exponent came to mean different things, the first recorded modern use of exponent in mathematics was in a book called Arithmetica Integra or Arithmetica Integra, which was written in 1544 by an English author and a mathematician named Michael Stiefel. But he was working simply with a base of 2. So the exponent 3 would mean the number of 2's you would need to multiply to get 8. So it would look like 2 raised to 3 would be equal to 8. The way Stiefel would say it is a kind of backwards when compared to the way we think about it today. He would say 3 is the setting out of 8. Today, we would refer the equation simply as 2 cubed. Remember, he was working exclusively with a base or factor of 2 and translating from Latin a little more literally than we do today. So that is just a simple background of exponents in the earliest times. This time, may we now give the virtual floor to Ma'am Rachel for her to discuss to us what are the different laws of exponents. Ma'am Rachel?
Thank you, Sir Albert. Great day, Louisian Stars. So indeed, we are now on our week 3 lesson. So before proceeding to the different laws of exponent, let's have the different definition of terms for you to further understand our lesson for this week. First term is we have power. What is the power? Okay, you can see in my presentation the example of power. So that when we say power, it is an expression that represents repeated multiplication of the same factor. Examples are 5 raised to 4, 7 cubed, 11 squared, x raised to 8, and a raised to n. So in our first example, what does this mean? Is it 5 times 4? Or you are going to multiply 5 by itself 4 times? Okay, very good. The answer is you are going to multiply 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, 4 times pong i-multiply ang 5 sa kanyang sarili. Next, we proceed with base. What is a base? Base is the number that is being multiplied in an exponential expression. Okay, this was our example in the power. For the previous slide, I showed to you this one, the first column. So in here, we are going to identify the base. What is the base of this example? 5 raised to 4. Ang sabi sa definition is, it is the number that is being multiplied in an exponential expression. So is it 5 or 4 ang base natin? Okay, very good. Ang sinasabing base dyan is 5. Yun po yung number sa baba. Okay, number 2 example, 7 cubed. What is our base? Okay, nandito, it's 7. Take note ha, yung number sa baba, number or variable na nasa baba, hindi yung nasa itaas. So dito, makikita ninyo na kapag sinabi nating base, ito siya. Yan. Yung mga numbers or letters sa baba, yan po yung tinatawag nating base. Okay, I hope this one is clear. We proceed with the next term. What is an exponent? Kung meron tayong power, meron tayong base, meron din tayong tinatawag na exponent. And this is very easy to identify. Saan ba natin makikita ang exponent? Exponent tells the number of times the base is to be used as a factor. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, dito sa first example natin, ang ibig sabihin nito is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So, ilang beses nating na-multiply yung 5 sa kanyang sarili? Okay, very good. It's 4. So, ang exponent natin ay 4. Yun yung number na nasa itaas. Dito sa pangalawa, in our second example, ang ibig sabihin nito ay 7 times 7 times 7. Ibig sabihin, 3 beses nating i-multiply yung 7 sa kanyang sarili. Hindi po siya 7 times 3. Next example, 11 squared. What is our exponent? Very good. It's 2. Our fourth example, the exponent is 8. Very good. And for the last example, what is the exponent? Okay, very good. Our exponent is n. Okay, I hope this one is also clear to you because it is very easy to identify whether the given is base or the given is an exponent. For example, ang sinabi ko is 2 raised to 3. Kapag sinabi ko bang 2 is the base in 2 raised to 3, is it true or false? Very good, it's true. 2 raised to 3 or 2 cubed. 2 raised to 3. Ang base natin ay yung number sa baba, which is 2, and our exponent is 3. Okay, very easy, di ba? I hope kapag meron itong items na ito sa test ninyo, sa mga assessment, sana ma-identify ninyo kung saan ang base, saan ang exponent. Huwag kayong ma-confuse kasi 3 terms lang naman ang binigay ko, 3 definition of terms lang. Okay, we proceed with the different laws of exponent. When we say laws of exponent, these are set of rules which aid us in the study of exponent. Laws of exponent is useful in simplifying numbers with extreme values. Isipin ninyo kung walang laws, Diba? Magkakaroon ng gulo or magugulo lahat kung wala tayong ipa-follow na laws. Kaya maigi na maintindihan ninyo ang laws of exponents nang sa gayon kapag nagbigay kami ng quizzes or ng exam ninyo, maiintindihan ninyo at tama ang i-apply ninyong law. Anong mangyayari kapag hindi ninyo na-follow ang law? For example, in our country, what will happen to you if you will not follow the laws? Okay, very good. Pwede kayong makulong. Sa math naman, ang mangyayari is maimamali namin or mali ang answer ninyo kapag hindi ninyo na-follow ang laws of exponents. So, there are 3 laws lang naman. So, please try to understand everything that we will be discussing to you. Okay, first law, we have the product rule. If you are multiplying powers with the same base, keep the base and add the exponents. So, I hope naintindihan kung anong sinasabi nito. Okay, ang sinasabi dyan, kapag same daw ang base, we just need to add the exponents. In our first example, what is our base? Okay, very good. Our base is 2. Napansin ba ninyo na pareho ang base natin? Okay, very good. Since pareho ang base natin, what we're going to do now is to simply add the exponents. And what are the exponents of our example number 1? Very good. We have 3 and 4. So if you are going to add 3 and 4, the sum will be 7. So 2 raised to 7 now means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then hindi po ito yung final answer natin na class. We need to simplify this one. So i-multiply natin ng 2 7 times so that the answer is 128. Hindi po siya 2 times 7 ha. It's 2 raised to 7. So, huwag kayong malilito. Next example. Number 2. 3 times the quantity 3 raised to 2. Our base here is 3. Okay? Kapag wala kayong nakitang exponent, ibig sabihin, it's considered as 1. Kaya kung makikita ninyo dito, meron tayong 1 plus 2. Saan po nakuha yung 1? Dito po sa exponent ng first base natin. Dito. Kapag wala kayong nakikita, ibig sabihin 1 ang exponent. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan is 3 raised to 3. So, if we are going to simplify this one, 3 times 3 times 3, the answer is 27. Okay? Next. We have 5 squared times 5 squared. Okay, let's add the exponents. 2 plus 2. Very easy. The answer now is 5 raised to 4. And what is 5 raised to 4? 5 times 5 will give you 25. Times 5 is 125. Times 5 will give you 625. Next, we have x raised to 9 times x raised to 4. We are going to add 9 and 4. Simply copy the base. Hindi kayo mahirapan dito kasi magka-copy lang kayo ng base and you are just simply going to add the exponents. So 9 plus 4 will give you 13. So this is now the answer. X raised to 13. Kasi x naman yan, variable naman yan. So wala na kayong ibang gagawin. I hope these examples are already clear to you. We proceed with the next examples. Number 5. R raised to 12 times R raised to 23. Simply copy the base, which is R, And then you add 12 and 23. So the answer now is r raised to 35. Okay, next. We have 3y raised to 5 times 5y raised to 10. So dito, pareho ang ating variable na y. So anong gagawin natin sa numerical coefficient? We recall now our different terms on algebraic expression. Tinatawag natin itong 3 and 5, we call them as your numerical coefficient. While your y, tawag dyan is literal coefficient or your variable. So simply multiply now the numerical coefficients. These are 3 and 5. So multiply 3 times 5. Ang magiging answer ay 15. And then copy the variable, which is y, and then add the exponents, which are 5 and 10. 5 plus 10 will give you 15. So dito class, nadagdagan lang tayo ng numerical coefficient. Huwag kayong malilito na naman. Ang gagawin lang is to simply multiply the numerical coefficients kasi magkaiba sila. So 3 times 5, 15. Pero ikakopy pa rin natin yung y kasi pareho namang y yan. Okay, same example. Pareho lang ng number 6 ang number 7. So ang gagawin ulit natin is i-multiply na naman natin ang ating numerical coefficients, which are negative 4 and 9. And negative 4 times 9 will give you negative 36. Remember our rules in multiplying integers. Same signs, the answer is always positive. Different signs, the answer is always negative. So since magkaiba sila ng sign, negative yung isa, positive yung isa, that is why our answer here is negative 36. And saan po nakuha yung z raised to 13? Eto po, meron tayong z squared, and then meron tayong z11. Diba? Yung previous examples natin, yung 1 up to 4, pareho lang dito. Z raised to 2, and then z raised to 11. You simply add the exponents. 2 plus 11 will give you 13. That is why we have negative 36, z13. Huwag kayong makakalimot ng sign. Kung negative ang answer, do not forget to write negative. If it's positive, it's okay kung wala na yung sign na positive. I hope that's clear. Next, we have a raised to 5, b raised to 7 times a raised to 8, b cube. Okay, ang gagawin natin dito, pagsamahin natin yung variables na magkapareho. Okay, pagsamahin natin yung a. Siyempre, wag din natin kakalimutan yung kanilang mga exponent. Baka kakalimutan yung bitbitin yung exponent. Doon na kayo magkakaroon ng mistake later on. So now, we copy 5 and 8. Kaya meron tayong a raised to 5 at saka a raised to 8. Next, separate din natin yung b raised to 7. Ito po, dito yan nakuha, b raised to 7. And then, b raised to 3. Ito siya. So now, we are ready to simplify this. We have a raised to 13. Kasi 5 plus 8 will give you 13. And b raised to 10. Take note, ang ayos ng alphabets natin, mag-base po tayo sa English alphabet. Una-una ang A sa alphabet, syempre mauna dito. Sa math din, same lang. Okay, dapat maayos yung answer ninyo. And I hope the given examples are now clear to you. So kapag nakita nyo yung lesson nyo sa LMS, kung medyo nahihirapan kayo sa pag-intindi, kaya meron itong recorded discussion para mas maintindihan ninyo yung lesson that are presented in your LMS. So now for the second and for the last laws of exponent, may we now have Sir Albert to discuss to you the remaining laws of exponents.
Thank you, Ma'am Rachel. So we now proceed with the second law of exponent, that is the power of a power. Ano yung dapat nyong intindihin at maintindihan dito sa part na to or sa second law of exponent is that if you are raising a power to an exponent, what you will do is you have to keep the base, then multiply the exponents. It was very clear a while ago in the discussion of Ma'am Rachel. Alam nyo dapat mag-identify kung anong part nung expression, kung saan yung base niya, saan yung exponent niya. So that when you are to solve now or to simplify laws of exponents or problems under laws of exponents, is hindi na kayo mahirapan. So we now proceed with power of a power. For number 1, we have there 2, the quantity 2 raised to 3, and then it was being raised by 2. So the law of exponent that you need to apply is the power of a power. Why? Kasi kung makikita nyo, doon sa loob ng parenthesis, meron na tayong 2 raised to 3, and that is considered as a power already. And then, sa labas, meron na naman siyang another exponent. So, the expression 2 raised to 3, na-raise na naman siya by 2. So, the application of power of a power is needed here. And what you will do is that, you have to keep the base of the expression. And ano yung base niya? Okay? So if we try to look, the base is, ayan po, 2. Kaya makikita nyo, meron siyang 2 dyan. Okay? So 2 raised to, what will you do with the exponents? You have to multiply it. So you multiply 3 times the exponent that is found outside the parenthesis. So, meron kayo nakikitang 2 doon sa taas. So, you multiply 2 by 3. That will give you now 2. You keep the base. And then, raise to 3 times 2. It will give us a product of 6. And then, of course, you have to simplify your answer. Okay? And in simplifying your answer, what you will just do is to expand the given exponential expression. So 2 raised to 6 siya. So you have to multiply 2 how many times by itself? 6 times. Very good. So you have to expand that one. It will give us 2 times 2. Ayan po. Times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So ilang 2 ang nakikita nyo? 6 na 2. Why? Because kung babalikan natin yung exponential expression, that the base 2 is being raised by 6. So, 6 na beses yung i-multiply yung 2 sa kanyang sarili. That's why, we'll now have our final answer. The quantity 2 raised to 3 squared is equal now to 64. So, that's for our first example. How about for our second example? Still, if we try to look on the given, power of a power is needed. Okay, so 4 squared, the quantity 4 squared raised to 2. What you will do is you just need to keep the base of the exponential expression, and its base is 4. So you have to bring down or copy 4. And then what will you do with the exponents? You just need to multiply the exponents. After multiplying and getting the product of the exponents, that is 2 times 2 is equal to 4, you have to simplify your answer. And we all know that 4 raised to 4, when you expand 4 raised to 4, it will give you 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So, 4 na beses natin siyang i-multiply sa kanyang sarili. Why? Because we said that when we talk about exponents, okay, it tells us how many times are we going to multiply the base by itself. So 4 ang exponent niya, kaya 4 na beses imumultiply yung 4 sa kanyang sarili. And that will give us a final answer of 256. So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 256. Let's now proceed with our third example. X raised to 5. So kung mapapansin nyo sa first two example, we have what we call now, the base is a number or a numeral. Okay? It's a constant. The base is a constant. Okay? So you have to multiply all or to simplify always your answer. Okay? When you expand that one, meron tayong makukuha final answer. Katulad ng ginawa natin sa number 1 and number 2. For number 3, we are now using variables as our base. Okay, so meron na tayong ano yung base sa number 3, we have x is considered as our base. So the x variable is being raised by 5 and the power, okay, was also raised by 7. So power yung x raised to 5, okay? So the expression x raised to 5 raised to 7. So what will you do? You just need to bring down, or you have to keep the base, which is equal to x, and then you multiply the exponents inside the parentheses and outside the parentheses. That is 5 and 7. Then you will get the product that will give us now a final answer of x raised to 35. So ito na po yung magiging sagot, x raised to 35. For number 4, still we apply the power of a power, x raised to 12, or the quantity x raised to 12 raised to 4. You keep the base again and then you multiply the exponents. So 12 times 4, it will give us 48. So the final answer would be equal to x raised to 48. Next. Ma'am Rachel, next problem. Okay, thank you. So we now proceed to the third law of exponent. That is, ayan, power of a product. Kanina, power of a power. This time, power of a product. And how will you deal with the third law of exponent? It says here, if the product of the bases, okay, if the product of the bases is powered by the same exponent, what will you do? You have to distribute the exponent to the exponents of the base. Again, when we deal with power of a product, what you will do is that if the product of the bases is powered by the same exponent, you have to distribute the exponent to the exponents of the base, or to the base of each exponential expression. Paano yan, sir? We now proceed with our first example. For 2 x raised to 4, so we identify what law is applicable to the given. That's the first step, or that's the first thing that you need to do when you are to simplify problems under laws of exponents. You identify what law is applicable in that particular expression or given. So in this case, we are applying the power of a product. So we have to distribute now the exponent that is found outside the parentheses to each term that we can see inside the parentheses. So yung 4, i-distribute natin sa exponent ng 2 at saka sa exponent ng x. Okay? Tandaan, kapag wala kayong nakikitang exponent sa isang expression, sa isang variable, sa isang constant, always that there is an imaginary one there. Okay? That is why what you will do is you have to keep the base, that is 2, raised to 1, you distribute 4, so 1 times 4, and then x raised to 1 times 4. Kaya po nakikita nyo na dyan, 2 raised to 4 times x raised to 4. And then what will you do next? You have to simplify 2 raised to 4. Okay, kailangan nyong i-simplify yung given kapag constant siya. Okay, so 2 raised to 4, we can expand that one. Okay, and the answer there is 16. So you have to multiply 2 4 times, okay, by itself. So 2 times 2, that is 4, times 2, that is 8, times 2, that is 16. That's why we have our final answer, 16x raised to 4. Don't forget to simplify your answer. For number 2, we have now the quantity for y raised to 3. Still, we apply the power of a product. What you will do is that you have to distribute 3 in each, okay, terms that you can found inside the parentheses. Or you distribute the exponent outside the parentheses to the exponents of the terms that are found inside the parentheses. Kaya po may nakikita na kayo dyan 4 raised to 3 at saka x raised to 3. And then don't forget to evaluate 4 raised to 3. That will give you now 64x cubed. That's very easy. We now proceed with number 3. The quantity xy raised to 12. So both the bases given are both variables. We cannot see any constant or number, okay, beside the 2 variables given. But there is an imaginary one, of course. Okay, so beside x, there's an imaginary one, and beside y, there is also an imaginary one. But if you multiply x times y, the answer should be xy. Okay, so we have to distribute 12 now in each term, in each exponents of the terms that are found inside the parentheses. So that will give us now x raised to 12, y raised to 12. Okay. So that's how we deal with the second and the third law of exponents. Okay, I hope you have learned something, and I want you to always remember that under laws of exponents, the first rule, which was introduced by your mom Rachel, the product rule. Okay, what you will do there is same number of exponent and base, you have to copy the common base and add the exponents. While for power of a power, one base, the given are the following: one base or 2 exponents. What you will do is that you have to copy the base and multiply the exponents. For the third rather, it's not the last. For the third law of exponent, we have a power of a product. Given we have 2 bases or more with 1 exponent, then what you will do is that you have to distribute the exponent to the product of the terms that you can found inside the parentheses. So that's all for the laws of exponents. And the other laws of exponents will be discussed next week. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope that may naintindihan kayo regarding this lesson. And if you have certain questions, you may comment it later on once we are going to upload this one in all the social media platforms that we have. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all.